In general, I don't really trust politicians, um, particularly those that claim to be Christian. Uh, Generally, the higher up you go in politics, the more you have to compromise, the more you have to lie to get votes, and the less trustworthy you really are. So, you know, when they just wave around a Bible and say, "Yeah, I believe in God," that's not very convincing to me. I don't really believe that they're Christian. At best, they might be saved. You know, there might be a Christian politician. They might be saved, but their level of Christianity is probably very shallow. If you're a true Bible believing Christian and you're honest, you're not going to get very far in politics because they're just not people are just not going to vote for you. That's the honest truth. And this is also true for any famous pastor. Generally, the famous ones. To get such a big audience, they have to compromise on some things, and so that's why you rarely have very famous pastors that are good. Generally, the famous ones aren't particularly good, or they're not very faithful to following the Bible. But there are some exceptions. So I do believe exceptions exist. I'm just speaking about general truths. So. I do believe Charlie Kirk was probably an exception to the rule. I didn't watch a lot of his stuff in the past, but because of recent events, I decided to watch some of his videos, and I realized that I do believe I have enough evidence to say that he in fact was a true Christian, and he did believe the Bible, and he did talk about it, and he did talk about Jesus, and it wasn't just he didn't just use cute sayings. No, he actually knew the Bible, and he actually preached it, and although he was involved in politics, and that's very rare. It's very rare for someone to become so well known and yet still have a strong position on the Bible, and to not deviate from it. That's not to say he's perfect or anything like that, but I think he definitely exceeded my expectations generally from someone. I don't generally hold people that get into politics with very high regard, and I have a lot of reason for it. But like I said, I do believe he was a bit of an exception to that rule. And it's very rare. I'd say men like Charlie Kirk, who did really inspire a generation. There's been a huge, let's say, a bit of a revival after his passing. The church attendance is up, and it seems some people are really reevaluating their lives. They wanted to silence his voice, but he became a martyr, and now. I think people are like I said, people are going back to church, and some people are trying to serve Jesus even more than in the past. So I'd say he did a lot, and men like him, very rare, maybe like 1 in a million. I don't know if that's an exaggeration, but I do think like men like him are very rare that have that kind of an influence. And in a positive way, not just some shallow, cute sayings, but like actual, real biblical truth. And he actually lived that life. And so that's what I'm saying. Like he definitely was an exception to the rule. But the cause of Christ will go on. There will be other people. Men in particular that will fill in those shoes, and God will find men for the next generation. And I think there have been a lot of young men that have been inspired by him and his life, and we won't know until the future, but how much of an influence he truly had. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I do have a lot of respect for him and for what he did and how he lived his life. So yeah, until next time.